So it's been a month since my last video, and that's because the Huawei MatePad T8 and Redmi 9 devices haven't arrived yet. So I decided to get my hands on a mid-range phone from Samsung, which is the Galaxy A31. To start, the A31 is succeeding in the Galaxy A30 and A30s. Other than the screen, we have upgraded cameras, design, battery, and price. But first, let's start with the old feature, the display. The A31 still comes with a 6.4 inches Full HD Plus Super AMOLED panel, but in a taller 20:9 aspect ratio. And I have to say, OLED is really impressive. You don't even have to have high-quality OLED to appreciate its greatness. That's just how impressive it is. And because it's OLED, we now have an in-display fingerprint scanner. You still have the Infinity U cutout, which is essentially a teardrop notch, and it's one of the separating features when compared to its more expensive sibling, the Galaxy A51. And of course, inside that notch is a 20 megapixel f2.2 selfie camera. Speaking of, we have quad cameras in the back. The main camera, however, is now using a 48 megapixel f2.0 sensor while retaining the 8 megapixel ultrawide and 5 megapixel depth lenses. And just like most smartphones today, Samsung added a 5 megapixel macro lens as well. Now, due to the limitations of the hardware, you can only record up to 1080p, which is a bit of a bummer. But regardless, I'm still going to make a cinematic video out of it, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel to get notified. For the design, Samsung is selling the A31 in black and blue colors. What I have here is the black model, and even with the darker tone, you can still see glimpses of the rainbow as an added attraction. As for the rest of the specs, the A31 now has a 5000 mAh battery with the same 15 watts fast charging via USB-C, a headphone jack, 128GB of storage, and 6GB of RAM. And now, to address the elephant in the room, at the core of the A31 is MediaTek Helio P65. Counting the months from its debut, this chipset is already a year old. However, it's still an upgrade compared to the Exynos 7904 of the A30 and A30s. Now, for 14,990 pesos, the A31 is one of the least expensive devices with Super AMOLED display. But what I want to know is if the chipset is more than enough to back up the gorgeous display for a decent experience. Of course, I'll be able to answer that question after testing the A31 as my daily driver for a week or two. With that said, let me know your thoughts about the A31 in the comment section. So until the next video, stay safe.